the SuperNerdFactory podcast. The factory will be polluting the airwaves in 3, 2, 1. Enjoy.
Welcome, everyone, to the Audio Pollution Podcast, episode 112. Today is September 28th, 2015. I'm your host, John. As with me always, my co-host, Josh.
I made it.
You did. You're back from vacation.
I didn't trust you guys alone.
That's true. You probably did.
I specifically canceled my vacation early. I just couldn't handle. I didn't want the air horn raid going on.
That makes me sad. And my air horn cohort, Jeff, is here.
Josh wanted me to come tonight just so John wouldn't get carried away on the air horns.
Yeah, pretty much. Jeff had specific instructions to break the iPad.
Yeah, he told me not to tell you.
You guys suck.
Yeah, Jeff has a hammer.
I'm making my own podcast. It's just going to be air horns.
That's okay. Is it just going to be like my top 5 air horn remixes of the week?
Yes. I'm just going to do a countdown show.
Welcome to John's air horn cast. This is John.
There's got to be one out there like that, right?
I don't know.
Maybe you're onto something, because those videos get a lot of views.
Well, stop talking about it and make it happen.
Let's copyright. We're talking about it right now.
Copyright air horn raid podcast.
You could say it before it goes on.
Or just never release this podcast.
No, that won't happen because you always put this. You somehow always sneak this on the internet without me knowing.
Yep, I got mad skills, son.
But you're back from vacation. How was your vacation?
It was off and on. It started out nice, and I was in the beach. I was in Maryland. Wow,
You drunk?
No, I'm not drunk. I'm just really tired because I did not sleep. I've been up for over 24 hours. So I've been at Myrtle Beach. Not Maryland. Yeah. Very far away from each other.
2 different states.
And it was nice for the first half of the weekend. Then it was raining for like the past, a couple days off and on. So we left a little bit early.
The beach usually sucks after Wednesday if you stay for a week.
Like, is that a rule of thumb?
Yeah. I've stayed for a week, and usually like halfway through Wednesday is the cutoff. I'm like, I'm ready to go home.
Oh, like, it doesn't matter. I thought you meant like the weather is like, nope.
No.
You're done.
No, I've been to a couple beaches for a week long, and usually like if I get there Sunday, by Wednesday, I'm like, all right, can I just go home and sleep in my own bed tonight?
Yeah, well, in that area, there's more than enough things to do. It's a very touristy area.
But how many times can you play mini golf?
I did not play mini golf at all.
Then you failed on going to the beach during vacation.
I thought about it multiple times. There was a couple of things. I guess they have multiple pretty large boardwalks down there, and we explored a lot of them a lot. It's essentially just all Star Wars, just like the mall is. Everything's Star Wars. Vape stores in Star Wars.
Vape Wars?
Sometimes they mix them together, and I'm sure they have Vape Wars. That's a thing, right?
Probably.
I think I've seen vape pens that light up like a lightsaber.
All right, I'm in.
You're going to start vaping?
Yep. You just sold me. So I saw a lot, like the BB-8s, which are sold out pretty much everywhere yet.
Yeah, I can't find it anywhere.
There was literally stores. That's what they sold.
And they're the reason that everything's sold out everywhere, probably.
There's literally shops on the boardwalk that's just what they have. They just had boxes of them. But there were signs, like you could see them there, and they had them like in their glass cases and stuff. But it still said out of order or not out of order. It still said sold out because for whatever reason they're still not allowed to sell them until a certain time.
Weird.
Which I don't know what they're waiting on. They're a lot smaller than I thought they'd be. They're real small.
Yeah, they're smaller than like a baseball.
Yeah, because I've seen those. What are the company that makes those? Though they have those other balls that are essentially the same things. They're smaller than those. Wow. I thought it was going to be the same thing, just with a head on it. It seemed a little bit smaller.
Weird.
They seem to be the new thing, huh?
Oh yeah, it seems like the toy to get this year.
Yeah, it's still like the #1 toy for Christmas, I think.
I'm sure it will be more than in stock before Christmas is back. So stop buying on eBay for $600, people.
It's this year's Furby.
Or like 1996's laser pen. You remember when laser pens were huge at the beach? You used to be able to get like different, like United States or like Naked Lady laser pen pointers.
Yeah, they had the caps for them.
And you used to be able to confuse the people on the beach because you put it on their feet and hope they step on them.
Yep.
Yeah, man. People were hardcore about laser pens.
Yeah.
Then they just disappeared.
Yeah.
Well, now they're just shooting at airplanes and helicopters and cause international incidents.
Which is super illegal, by the way.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Don't do it. Josh is not telling you to do it.
When I was little, I always tried to do it.
Well, the red ones don't reach that far. You got to buy like the industrial
like
green
the green ones, yeah. Which I've looked them up online because I was kind of interested in buying one. I don't know why.
I'm pretty sure they're illegal in this state.
You got to be a premium member to have green. Everyone else gets red.
Green is so much cooler, though. It's worth it.
It is.
Who wouldn't want to...
What about a blue one?
You wouldn't be able to see blue that well, I feel like.
Blue would be cool, but green, man. Come on.
What about purple?
Purple will be the same way. Purple's a cool color. You wouldn't be able to see it. I feel like a bright yellow.
That'd just be offensive.
Right.
Yeah, no, I'm out. I didn't see any laser pens there, so that is completely gone. The other big thing that I saw a lot was the Funko Pop figures. They were pretty much like the places that even sell like, hey, here's like a furniture store. It'd be like a furniture store with a Funko Pop section. Like that. I actually saw that. And like Candle Place sold Funko Pop figures. And some of them only sell like one.
They just have
one on the shelf. And of course it's like a Stormtrooper or something. So I actually bought a Dalek from Doctor Who, and I bought I got the Walking Dead one as well. It's a random zombie. They were insanely cheap there, so I couldn't pass it up.
Did you eat any delicious seafood?
Yeah, I went to, let's see, there was a new all-you-can-eat seafood place down there. It was great.
Ooh, really? Because usually all-you-can-eat places are crap.
Well, they specialize because, I forget, there's that, in that area is where they pull everything out fresh, because that's where they literally do the fishing down there.
Okay.
So they buy them directly from the boats.
Well,
from the boat to your mouth.
Well, okay.
Like they squiggle while you're eating them.
What squiggles?
Whatever you're eating. Sometimes you can't tell.
All right, maybe that's for the better.
You don't want to look. It's kind of like what are those things they eat in Star Wars? Is it Jabba the Hutt's eating?
Oh yeah, I don't know what they're
little
called.
Squid-looking things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was eating like that. I looked exactly like that too. I was just like, oh,
just looks like Jabba's food.
That's what I said.
Also
just like Jabba. I just shoved the squiggling thing in my mouth, and I go, ho.
And it goes.
And then I have my 1-year son. He goes.
So Lucas was Salacious Crumb?
Yes.
That's pretty great.
Tina's probably like, you guys are gay.
She already thinks that. But yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, a lot of stuff like that. But I got around to doing some things. I didn't play a bunch of games because I was, for the most part, off the radar. And the games that I did play, I played a lot. I talked about this a little bit last week. I started getting into Star Realms, and surprisingly enough, John actually got into it.
Yeah, thanks.
So we played a lot of that because we played the phone version. And,
I actually played it on my computer, but
well, whatever. We played the digital version, I guess I should say, and it works well.
It's asynchronous card game.
It works well. You can set the time frame. I figured out a really easy way to get your stats up in that game. You can switch the time response to 3 minutes, which is the lowest one, and no one ever pays attention, so you just always get a win. So if you want to boost your stats in that game, that's what you do.
That's pretty cheap.
That's what assholes do.
I did it once, just to see, because I actually wanted to play because the default's 45 hours. Well, I don't want to sit here for 45 hours and wait for this person to respond. That's a good game. I really like that game.
Yeah, and it transitions well from, like, I was playing it on my computer, then, like, if I go on the couch, I just have it on my tablet.
Yeah.
And just play it. Like, it would sync perfectly.
Yeah, it works really well. I was jumping back from my tablet to my phone, and it works really well. The only complaint I have about the digital version is, because I was actually playing the story mode, you actually have to buy the story modes, like, each chapter. It's like $4.
I bought it.
I bought it, too. But I didn't buy chapters 3 and 4 yet.
No, they come with the Gambit pack, I thought.
No, it only comes with the second one. At least the one that I bought only came with the second. Because I finished the first and second chapter, and I was like, oh, I'll jump to the third one that says pay your $4. Like, you son of a bitch.
I don't know.
But I have the physical version, so now let's play the physical version all the time.
All right, I'll just destroy you in that too.
It's so good.
Can we just play Words with Friends instead?
No, you should play Star Realms. Because you can get a chain going, and like you're like, oh, I am going to fucking destroy you on the next turn. And then Josh like just pulls out like magically. He needs like 21 hit points to kill me. And he magically pulls out 21 hit points. I don't know how he did it.
Yeah, because a lot of times, like, the whole point of this game is you're building your deck as you're playing, and you get a little hits. You have 50 life points, and you get a couple hits, and you're like, hey, this 8 points, minus 8 points. And then just when, it always seems to be when you think you are guaranteed one. It's like, okay, I have this. Like, I'm still at 6, I'm at 60 health now, and he's at 10. And then he does 2 attacks for like 100 points. Like, what the hell just happened?
I stacked my deck against Josh one time because you get 5 cards, like you each get basic cards, and then the center, like you can pick, you have to get trade points to get a card.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting a base that gave any card I put out an attack point, and then I just picked all the draw cards that all have attacks on them as well. I just stacked all the draw cards. So I just kept like one hand I drawed like my entire deck of like 20 cards, and I just annihilated Josh.
Like the one card I hate when somebody else gets is it's one of the red faction colors, and it's like it looks like the Death Star. It counts for all the factions.
Yep.
And you always grabbed it, and the one move I was like, I'm just gonna try to buy it the next round, but I had a card to destroy any card in that row, and I'm like, I'm just gonna take the chance he doesn't see it, and I let it go, and that's the first thing you did was bought the card. I'm like, son of a bitch, I'm screwed. I have fun playing that game. I played it a couple times now with the physical version. It's also really fun because you're just yelling at each other like, you son of a bitch.
Card games, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. It's really good though. First, I know very little bit about card games, and I really like that game. The only other game I played, and I actually played a bunch of it, and I have a sad story, and a dumb story, is Star Wars Uprising, which is the mobile game that came out. That's the prequel to the new movie coming up. And we talked about this a little bit before, but I put hours into this game because during this weekend there was an Imperial strike or a sector strike or something.
There's some special event.
Yeah, where you have like 2 days where there's an attack going on the planet. You actually see, what are they called? The Star Killers? Star Destroyers? Star Destroyers. You see a Star Destroyer come in, and you can essentially sneak up on board, and you can get better gear and a lot of stuff, and they're attacking, and everyone online is essentially going against the AI.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a cool little thing, but there's statistics where the more times you go through it, you get more points. And I must have put 5 hours into this. I'm like, I've got to be on the top. I was on the bottom, and I found out 5 minutes before it ended that what I was doing is I was playing this run that got me 100 points. I just kept playing it over and over again. It's like a 5-minute run.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just play it every once in a while. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get great gear. And then I realized 5 minutes before that there was another run that did 3,000. I was like, I just been wasting my freaking time. I was so sad. I was really sad.
He texted me, and I'm like, I was out, and I'm like, no, and then I forgot about it.
I did play co-op. It works really well. Surprisingly well. The other thing I tried just for the heck of it was I joined a cartel in the game, not in real life. It works similar to the way like any kind of guild in a game like that would work. Once you get to a certain point, you start unlocking cartel exclusive missions for gear and stuff like that. It all works, and the reason why I would recommend joining one is because the game does a poor job explaining some of the parts of it, and of course those people know everything. Mm-hmm. So I just ask a question, they usually answer back within like 15 minutes or so. But that's really it for me for games. I watched a couple movies, American Heist, which that has Anakin Skywalker in it. I didn't know that guy made movies anymore.
Yeah?
What is that guy's real name?
How's Hayden Christensen doing?
He was fine in the movie.
He wasn't whiny?
He had his moments. The movie itself wasn't that great. The actual bank heist section was pretty good, but the movie had such an anticlimactic ending, it kind of threw the whole movie off. I wouldn't recommend anybody watching it just because of the ending alone. It just kind of killed it. I watched Kingsman again. That movie is fantastic.
I didn't put it in the news, but the director, it was a director or writer, was talking about how to bring Colin Firth back.
Yes, I did read about that.
For the Kingsman sequel. I don't know how you do it.
That movie is great, though. If anybody has not seen that movie, it's 100% worth watching. If you like 007, if you hate 007, if you like action movies.
If you like John Wick.
If you like comedy movies.
Basically feel like anything.
No. If you like
romantic comedies.
Yeah.
It's not really for you.
I don't know, has some good romantic comedy stuff towards the end. Butt stuff joke was pretty good.
I guess.
I just ruined it for everyone now.
God damn it.
But I watched Mad Max again. It's still great.
Is he still mad?
You know what? He's not that mad. He has his moments.
That's a bad name, then.
In Fury Road, he's mad. They actually delve into his madness.
Like he's like crazy mad.
But he's not like mad, like
no, he's
pissed. He's like
mad as in crazy mad.
He's not like, get off my lawn, kids.
Because he's like seeing shit.
Oh.
But great movie. But that's been it for me. What have you guys been doing? Well, you thought I was gone.
Fooled us.
You fooled us.
What have you been up to, Jeff?
All right. I finally beat Conker's Bad Fur Day. This damn game had me so pissed off, I was ready to snap my controller in half. There's this part where you need to walk through this minefield and shoot at teddies with a rocket launcher. And the teddies come out of the ground or they come out from behind the wall. And you need to get your rocket launcher out, aim it at them, and shoot at them using Nintendo 64 controllers. Not controllers, like controls.
Yeah.
So the aiming is very terrible. Freaking so mad. I was screaming at like 1 a.m. at my TV. Finally found a way to just run by everything. Once I hit that part, just breeze through the rest of it. It's a really cool scene at the end where you know that scene in The Matrix when you go into the building. And the
lobby scene?
The lobby scene.
Yeah.
That whole lobby scene is at the end of Conker's Bad Fur Day when you go into the castle. And then when you finally get to the final boss, it's the end of Aliens 2 where you get into the alien suit and the final boss is a xenomorph and you got to throw him out of the airlock in a spaceship. Like, what? It makes no sense, but
Sounds good.
the final boss was actually pretty good. It ended on a fairly good note. I've been playing Diablo 3 with my wife. We went through almost the whole game in the past 2 weeks or so. We're on Torment 2 right now.
Oh, the difficulty level?
Yeah, I'm playing through as a barbarian. It's still so much fun. That
Yeah,
game's
that's a good
incredible.
game. I enjoy that.
I tried getting her into it. She's like, I don't know. And now she's begging me to play it. Can't get enough. It's so much fun. We just killed Diablo today. Now we started the fifth act, the DLC stuff.
Yeah.
I forgot how really good that is.
Yeah, that game's done really well. Now, since you've played it, you played it when it first came out.
A year ago, yeah.
Now, they came out with a lot of patches and stuff. Do you notice any difference?
Nope.
No, not gear, not anything?
Nope.
No.
I think there's some extra stuff, but it seems like it's almost all endgame stuff.
Yeah, that might be a point when you play it over again, yeah.
I've just yesterday finished Outlast Whistleblower, so I'm totally done with Outlast. I'm outlasted out.
I've never played the DLC for it.
It's better than the original game.
It's a prequel?
It's a same quel. It happens during the game. You're just a different dude with a camera.
Oh, I was gonna say, are you holding a camera?
So at one point in that freaking hospital, there's just two dudes walking around with the same camera.
Well, obviously they never run into each other.
No, the crazy big guy with the chains who chases you around in the first one.
Yes.
Makes like a quick cameo, but you run away from him and he's done.
He's like, I'm chasing you. You're the wrong camera guy.
But this one's all about double dongs, right?
No, man, but there's a lot of dick. Like there's just full frontal in this. I mean, it's like there's a scene where you're laying on a bed, the camera's pointed down, and you're just
hanging out with your wang out.
It's just hanging out with the wang out. It's fully rendered cock.
It is a horror game.
Yeah, I've never seen like full frontal like that before. The DLC has like a dude jerking off, and then in the next scene you're butt naked. Like,
now, does that go into the more sci-fi-ish?
No. I would
stay away from that.
Yeah, they'll completely stay away from that. The whole sci-fi thing.
Okay, all right.
It's good. I really, really enjoyed it, but I was so burnt out on the whole run and hide with the camera and get around the guy and jump into the roof and around the catwalk and just, I was so burnt out.
I was even burnt out playing the first one. I thought it was done well.
It is done well.
But when it ended, I was like, I'm glad that's over.
Yeah, and the whistleblower is surprisingly long, but I was just so done with it. I'm like, all right, this game was great, but I'm cool.
Yeah.
I played the Rainbow Six beta.
What do you think about that? 'Cause I know John played this as well.
I liked it.
I thought it was blah.
It's blah. It's better than Call of Duty. It's something different.
But it's very slow paced. I mean, Rainbow Six has always been slow paced.
It's not slow paced though. Like it's slow paced at first, but then once things get going, it goes from 0 to 100 so fast. You're like, what the hell just happened?
And then you hit a brick wall and fly out the windshield because you get shot, and then you just have to watch the rest of your team.
Right.
Because everyone has one life.
Yeah.
And that's how Rainbow Six should be.
Well, you're doing it in a little house, so it's just...
Games can't last that long, right?
No. I think the longest game I played was like 5 minutes.
That was like 7 minutes. Yeah, they're so short.
Yeah, I don't know about this game. I think from talking to you guys like off the podcast, it sounds like the same complaints that I was worried about are the same complaints I still have about the idea that they may have mastered the idea of what they're doing, these like short little runs, but I don't like that idea of keep doing the same 5 minutes over and over again.
Well, put it like this. What really took me out of it is in Rainbow Six 3, like this is before Vegas. One of the things that attracted me to it so much was the realism. You could go in a room full of guys, shoot all the lights out, and they wouldn't be able to see. you could turn the night vision on, just take everybody off.
Yeah.
In this, I was shooting at the lights and they weren't going out. So it's like, come on. You couldn't even do that.
It is the beta.
I was punching a coffee mug and it wouldn't blow up, and then I shot the coffee mug and it finally blew up.
Okay, so it's a pretty strong coffee mug.
Yeah.
Or you're just a weak bitch.
I was probably a weak bitch. I didn't level up yet, so...
yeah, that's a level 5 at most.
But, like, it looks good. It feels good. It's just not...
Yeah, look, it looks really good.
It's just not something I'd really go out of my way for.
Yeah, I mean, as big of a Rainbow Six fan I am, I don't think it's going to be something I play.
Like, I could see why they moved it, but they moved in the wrong direction.
The competition is just way too stiff anymore.
The game's coming out this holiday season. This should have been coming out like this week.
It should have came out last year when there was nothing else.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Well, look, you got Battlefront, which is a long-lasting game. You got Halo, which they hope is going to be a long-lasting game. And you got Fallout, which is going to be a long-lasting game. You can't cram anything more in there that's going to take long time periods.
Well, that's why they delayed it. But they delayed it in like December?
Yeah, but if you want to delay all those games alone, you're going to be playing still in December.
Oh, and Black Ops 3.
Well, that's something, because I suppose that's the most similar game.
If you're really into Call of Duty, you're not going to go, oh, well, I'm going to do Rainbow Six instead.
I'll try Rainbow Six this time. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, Call of Duty's a given every year now.
Yeah.
But the people that want to play Call of Duty are going to play Call of Duty. They're not going to play anything else.
Yeah, exactly. They specifically the Black Ops people really like Black Ops. Like there's
COD Blops.
There's
COD
Call of
Blops.
Duty people, and then there's the Blops people.
The COD Blops.
COD Blops.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm just finishing season 4 of Breaking Bad because you went on vacation, so we weren't doing the Halo-thon.
The Halos.
I'm doing Ghost Adventures. Fucking love that terrible show. Friends, don't judge me.
I watched 2 episodes of Friends. That show was fucking horrible.
It's good. Fuck off.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
I saw The Visit.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys saw any trailers for this.
I know what it is, and I want to see it.
It's the new Shyamalan movie.
Yes.
Okay.
I've seen The Sixth Sense. I loved it. I saw Unbreakable. I loved it. I saw The Signs.
Yeah.
I love The Signs until the end.
Did it open up your
The
eyes?
whole religion water thing was kind of stupid. I saw The Village. I didn't like The Village. The end ruined it for me.
I did not like that either.
I saw The Happening, the Tree movie. I'm in the minority. I like The Happening.
I liked Happening as well.
You just like Mark Wahlberg
Yeah, well,
and
no.
his weird faces he makes during that movie.
Yeah.
He's just constantly confused.
What?
I'm on board with Happening. I'm all right.
But The Visit was by far and above the best Shyamalan movie.
Thank God you said that, because I really want to see it.
It's getting kind of shit on because it's a horror movie. It's kind of found footagey.
It's doing well,
It's kind of almost more of a comedy than a horror movie.
which I heard it's generally funny.
It's genuinely funny. The characters are genuinely endearing. It's written really well. You the whole time you're watching, you're like, what is the twist going to be? I called it.
No, don't say it. Don't even go
I'm not
into
going to
it.
ruin it. I'm not going to say anything. But I'm like, I think I kind of know what it is, but I'm not going to. And I ended up, one of my theories ended up being right. Great movie.
Yeah,
it's not something you need to run to the theater and go see.
Well, speaking of that, check out his TV show Wayward Pines. If you like Stephen King storytelling, or like Alan Wake, which is very much Stephen King style storytelling, it fits in that perfectly, but it's done by him. It's a mini series. It's like 13 episodes. It's all out. I just hit episode 4 today. Really good.
I'll check it out.
Really good.
And that's about it. I'm going to see Ghost on Tuesday in Philly. And Ghost, if you don't know, the lead singer's Papa Emeritus, I think his name is. They were supposed to play on Saturday, but the Pope was coming down to Philly. The Catholic Church said, no way is the satanic Pope singer of Ghost going to play in Philly the same weekend our Pope is in there. So they did an interview with Ghost, one of the lead guitarists.
Yeah.
And they said that Pope Francis and Papa from Ghost had a penis measuring contest. And they said that the Pope was hung like a horse. He won, so he got to do Philly. So now we're going on Tuesday to see him instead of Saturday when they had to reschedule. But that's about it. That's all I got going on.
Oh, well, I watched a really shitty movie. I watched True Story. Jonah Hill and Dave Franco. Or not Dave Franco, the other Franco.
I get them confused too. For the longest time, I thought they were the same guy.
It's a actual true story, but it's like this. It's this guy who murders his family, and then like it's 2 stories. This guy
sounds hilarious.
It's horrible. Don't watch it. It's like a crime drama.
Yeah.
But there's no drama, and it's really bad.
Is there crime?
No. Well,
Well, what the hell?
well, he murders his family, and it's like him in prison telling his story. It's really bad.
Is it actually him?
They at the very end they do like the real story of like
Oh.
who that what the guy really looked like and stuff.
Did you ever notice they're never as attractive as the people who played him? Like, that's what he really looked like?
This dude looked like just a normal dude.
Oh.
It was bad. Don't watch that movie.
I won't.
Yeah, I never heard of it. Probably will never watch it.
Nope. Thank you for steering me the other way.
When I first saw the trailer come out for it, when it's coming to theaters, I'm like, that is Jonah Hill's going to win another Academy Award for this. You know, he won a supporting role Academy Award for Moneyball. It was fucking horrible. TV's coming back. Gotham started this past week. It was okay. I never really liked Gotham as much as any of the other superhero shows, but they're definitely leaning more towards the villains this season. They've come out and said that, you know, it's just going to be a whole bunch of villains.
Like Joker?
He's not the Joker.
Riddler?
The Riddler is in it. The Joker is more of a idea, and the guy kind of looks like him.
Is Jim Carrey in it?
Jim Carrey is not in it.
Arguably the best Riddler ever, am I right?
The guy that plays him is actually, he looks like a really young Jim Carrey.
Oh.
So it's pretty good. Josh and I watched Doctor Who before we started the podcast.
Well, both episodes, because we recorded it earlier last week, so we didn't get a chance to talk about it. So far, the season is starting out way better than last season.
Definitely, yeah. It's more Doctor Who-y than it was last season.
Yeah. The storytelling, it's done on a bigger scale.
Yeah, like last season, I don't think I laughed at all. Like, first 5 minutes into episode 2, Josh and I were both laughing just because, like, the ridiculous shit that happens.
In general, the writing's been much better. I hope it sticks to the rest of the season.
What else did I do? That game Soma came out last week.
What did that come out for? Everything?
I'm pretty sure. Well, it might just only be a PC game.
Yeah, I don't think
that's
it's out on
on
Xbox,
PC.
or else I would have heard about it.
It might come out later in October. I'm not sure, but it came out on PC.
Now, this is a horror game, correct?
This is a horror
Space
game.
horror.
This is made by the guys who made the original Amnesia game.
All right, so it's a lot of hiding.
Not really. You're not hiding as much as you are as like avoiding. Like you don't have to run and hide.
I was watching it on Twitch. It looks really good. The graphics are nice.
Does it look scary?
So it's not. You're not in space. I thought it was space.
Oh yeah, I thought it was on a space station.
You're in like a underwater sort of like Bioshocky type place.
Oh, like Bioshock.
The first twist happens within the first hour of the game.
Okay.
And you're like, what the fuck is going to happen? I didn't watch any more because I want to play this game, but it looks really good. They go for the typical jump scares, but it's more of a psychological thriller.
Okay, so from what it sounds like, from what you've seen, you're still going to be getting this game.
Yeah, it looks really good.
That's good to hear. Did you play their last game at all? Amnesia?
The Machine for Pigs? No, I didn't play that.
I tried to get him in Amnesia when we were in our playing Outlast, but you don't want to play Amnesia.
Yeah, I don't know. That just didn't grab me. But Soma looks like completely different.
Now, does it play in, like, one thing that was cool about Bioshock was the cool sequences where you could see into the ocean. Does it have things like that?
You go into the ocean.
I was like, well, you do that in Bioshock as well.
Does it make that submarine sound?
No, I don't think so.
Is Andrew Ryan in this game? Is this somehow a new Bioshock game?
No, this is the new Bioshock game.
Do you hit him with a golf club?
Would you kindly? I actually started raiding in WoW.
Is this something new?
So I wasn't actively raiding in WoW, but I got into my guild's trial raid, and I only got yelled at like 5 times.
So you're not kicked yet, is what you're saying.
I get kicked out.
How many people are on this B team?
The B team or just the regular team?
B team.
The B team, there was only 2 of us. It was me and some other guy.
Okay, so you low competition.
Yeah.
How many people are allowed on A team?
I think the core is like 20 people.
So if you would get on there, does one person get kicked?
No. Like the way WoW rating scales, the like normal and heroic versions, you can do 10 to 30 people and it just scales.
Yeah.
But then the highest difficulty mythic is 20. It's no more, no less.
Okay, all right. Are you enjoying this process?
I did. It definitely brought me back to like when just playing with a big group of people trying to focus on like one objective. I switched classes because I got yelled at. For my hunter, I was playing a survival, now a marksman.
Yeah, WoW players sound like assholes.
They sound like Dota players.
Yeah. But no, it was
Stay in your lane, asshole.
It was definitely a fun process going through like the newest content and actually seeing it.
Yeah.
Like I saw like the last expansion's content a month like after it ended.
Yeah.
Stop looking at the new content. You're wearing the wrong armor, ass.
It's true. I want to talk about my pants I bought. So I bought these pants from American Eagle. They are Extreme Flex jeans.
Yeah?
Okay, I don't know where we're going with this.
You can see I'm wearing jeans. They look like jeans.
I thought that was weird.
You are, in fact, wearing jeans.
He's showing us the jeans.
Look how stretchy they are.
So are they jeggings?
They are not jeggings.
I think they sold you jeggings.
Yeah, you're wearing jeggings, aren't you?
Assume women have had pants like this for a while.
They're called jeggings.
My wife has some jeggings.
But they're not. Feel them.
I don't want to feel your pants.
They're jeans.
The jeggings,
They're
aren't they?
jeans, but they have like elastic in
They're
them.
like loose jeggings.
So you're wearing jeggings.
They're fantastic.
Are you wearing Ugg boots?
I'm not wearing Uggs.
Man jeggings.
But man jeggings,
Meggings?
you guys got to get on this.
I might. I got no shame.
They're so comfortable.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. That was like a demon coming out of me.
Keep that.
But man jeggings, you got to do it. You have to get the extreme, though.
Why? Why'd you get into this?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I saw someone talking about them.
Were you just like, you know what? Jeans just aren't doing it for me anymore.
Yeah, jeans can get uncomfortable. These are like I'm wearing sweatpants all day.
Yeah, sounds all right. I
But-
wear jeans all the time, though. Like, I don't wear sweatpants, ever.
Well, get these, and you'll feel like you have the best of both worlds.
All right.
I don't know. I feel like
How expensive are we talking here?
They're like $50.
nope.
Nope.
Count me out.
15, man. 15, and I can pay someone $5 to wear them in for me.
You don't need anyone to wear these in. I'm pretty sure you can buy distressed versions of these. I don't know how you just get distressed jeggings, but
Or I could just wear my wife's jeggings.
That or you're onto something.
or we all just go full and we just buy yoga pants, man yoga pants.
We can compare bulges.
Yeah,
All right.
get that moose knuckle action going.
Okay.
But what do you say we move to the question of the week? On that high note,
Is that a new section? What clothes item did you buy this week?
these were so random. I was like, I heard someone talking about them. I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna try it.
Do you even jegging, bro?
There's 3 different levels of flex you can buy.
Do you do research into this?
I did. I did probably way too much research than I should have. There's like normal, which is level 1, and it's like a little bit of stretch. There's active.
Do
which
you
is
try
level
these
2.
on too?
Nope. I bought them online, had them shipped to my house, put them on. I'm like, yep, I'm not shipping these back.
Huh.
So, inactive, are they like running jeans?
I guess.
Could you do yoga in them?
Probably.
Jeggings.
They're fantastic. I'm just going to start wearing yoga pants.
I don't know if I'll come do the podcast anymore.
I'm going to buy a pair of Ugg boots.
Just be happy he wears pants.
Oh, okay.
And when we first started this, I didn't wear pants.
Oh,
We've kind of upgraded since. And that's one of the few upgrades we've made.
Back to the question of the week. Our question of the week was, what's your guilty pleasure game to go back to? Being a video game or a tabletop game? A lot of answers we saw online was, League of Legends, Minecraft, typical standards. I'd say mine is WoW. I always go back to it.
mine would have to be easily Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. I've broken 3 or 4 controllers because of that game. Made a lot of online enemies. My reputation's incredibly low, but for some reason, I keep going back to that stupid game. I don't know what it is about it.
Kano's fatality will forever be ingrained in my brain. Low punch, block, high kick.
Yeah,
Uppercut, kick.
that doesn't work.
That's just all I use.
Just pick human smoke and keep doing a spear or teleport.
Okay, that's what I'm doing.
Bitch ass human smoke.
Yeah.
I've actually thought about this, and I'm going to go with FTL because I play a lot of FTL, and I've never beaten it once. It ends so sad every time.
That's pretty impressive that you've never beaten it once for how many hours you put in.
I've gotten to the last fight so many times, I don't even get close to winning.
You just need to watch like a guide.
Yeah, but then it kind of ruins it for that kind of game.
You're just like buying the wrong shit.
Oh, I absolutely am. I make all the wrong decisions.
What does FTL stand for?
Faster than light.
Yeah, faster than
Oh.
light. You like,
Your FTL drive.
yeah, you charge the FTL drive in order to jump to the next level.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I really like that game. I always have fun in it. I put a lot of hours into it, but I probably will never beat it. Just it's not in my cards.
Should we do a weekly check-in of your FTL progress?
It's gonna be still didn't do it.
This week's question is, since it's being fall and everyone likes to talk about it, what's your favorite pumpkin spiced beverage or item to purchase?
Yeah, if you want to answer that, go to our Facebook. You can email us, tweet us, fax us,
We don't have a fax machine.
fax somebody.
I'll just put a random number out there.
Yeah.
See if we can get it. I'll get it sent to my office. They'll be getting random faxes
Like,
about.
that's my business.
I made a pumpkin spice beer, guys.
I'm sorry.
It's fermenting.
We'll talk about that next week.
Okay.
Yeah, stop jumping ahead, man.
We'll get into the news now.
Dicks.
All right. So jumping into the movie TV news, the Emmys happened this past week.
The what?
The Emmys,
I've never seen that.
which is an award show.
You know, the bunch of Hollywood blowhards dressed up really nice and pretend to be important for a day.
Man, that sounds excellent to watch.
It's like the TV Oscars.
And what?
The Toskers.
I don't watch any of the award shows. I've absolutely heard of these. I've just never watched them.
The only
That
really,
seems very boring and useless to watch.
Oh, it is.
You watched them, didn't you?
I did not. My mom usually always watched them just for the fashion, because all the stars show up in like these crazy ass dresses and stuff.
What jeggings are you wearing?
Yeah, there was no one wearing jeggings. I didn't see any. But the big news that came out of it, Game of Thrones set a new record with winning 12 awards. The previous record was 11.
For just the new season?
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
Yeah,
It goes by per season?
Well, yeah, it goes by a time frame. Like they start at this date and it ends at this date for when they do the drawing.
I still have never watched that show.
It's a slow burn.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it. I tried.
I didn't watch
times.
the new season. I heard it's good.
Yeah, everyone always says it's really good, but I couldn't get into it. It's such a slow burn.
It's one of those things. It's one of those shows that it takes like 8 episodes for it to build into something, and then it's like, wow, holy crap, that was amazing. Now I gotta wait another 8 episodes for it to build up.
Yeah.
Once they finally got into, I think the 3rd season, they kind of stopped. That was kind of cool from the beginning.
Okay.
But
Hey, and like the 3rd season, isn't that when they went more like fantasy?
yeah, well, it's the fantasy stuff is starting to more come into it. Yeah,
But that was really the biggest thing I saw come out of the Emmys was that Game of Thrones broke the all-time record.
people like it.
There were no nip slips or anything?
None that I saw.
No.
I'm sure there's people like furiously scrubbing through like footage.
Frame by frame.
Yeah. The Ghostbusters reboot, like this past week,
Which one?
the female cast one,
Okay.
pretty much every old familiar face is going to be in that movie. Bill Murray is confirmed to be in it. Ernie Hudson's confirmed to be in it. Sigourney Weaver is confirmed to be in it.
No kidding.
So it's like, are they really going to do the other reboot? Probably not, because all these other actors
They're fully
are in
supporting it.
Yeah.
God, that movie's so good, the original.
Yeah, it was on the other day.
Man.
I sat down and watched it.
I just showed it to my kids for the first time. I mean, my daughter's only 5, my son's 8. I'm like, maybe it's a little bit too young to show them Ghostbusters, but I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm going to be a terrible father and show them this terrifying movie, which scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah, like the ending's probably the worst part,
Yeah.
and they probably wouldn't understand the adult humor
Right.
throughout it.
But they loved it. They walked around for the next 2 months going, Ghostbusters.
That song was my jam when I was in kindergarten.
Oh, yeah.
I had a little tape deck that I would take to school with me, and we would just jam out.
You got to admit, though, that's a sick bass riff.
Yeah.
Dum, 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 dum.
You'd be like, yo, come in my hacky sack circle and listen to Ghostbusters.
I would.
Dude, this is kindergarten. This is kindergarten. We were all just in Indian style, listening to the song, dancing, and then we would stand up and dance to it.
That sounds fun.
It does.
A pretty great kindergarten. I went to kindergarten twice.
It was just so good.
Yeah.
Twice? Why?
I don't know. Ask my parents.
Did you fail kindergarten?
No, they held me back because they thought it would make me smarter.
My daughter's doing full day kindergarten. She starts the first year of the first. She's like the guinea pig of it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's awesome.
Just to get her out.
It's awesome. I just sit around on my ass playing Xbox while they're both at school. I'm making pies. Xbox and make pies.
God, kindergarten.
I'm not going to say anything.
Let's see what else got here. Not really a news story. Robert Englund was at some con.
Xbox make pies.
Yes, that was a news story. Robert Englund was at some con, and someone asked him about his thoughts on them rebooting Nightmare on Elm Street again, and he said that he's game to do just another sequel. He said he would love to see Freddy versus Jason versus Michael Myers.
Who would win in that? Jason, right?
Freddy.
Freddy already lost.
But he's in your nightmares, and he always comes back.
Yeah.
But if you never sleep,
Let's just agree to disagree that Ash would kill them all.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's true.
He would definitely kill them all.
Well, maybe with this reboot of Ash vs. Evil Dead, maybe they'll make it actually happen.
That would be great.
I hope the TV show does really well.
Yeah, well, it's on a premium network, so...
Specifically on one that no one gives a shit about. If it was HBO, people would be all over this. Freaking Stars, you kidding me?
Stars?
Yeah, but Stars comes free if you buy HBO.
What else was on Stars? Was that Dexter or
No, Dexter is Showtime.
Yeah, nothing.
nothing?
Stars is partially owned by...
Wasn't Spartacus on there?
Was it what?
Maybe.
There's a show called Spartacus.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Spartacus was Stars.
Yeah, and that got canceled.
I get Stars. I get every channel, though. But we'll see when it comes out.
Horrible channel pick.
I guess I'm not sure. The story I read about this wasn't too clear if this is confirmed or not, but Ridley Scott's going to direct all 3 Prometheus sequels.
I've been trying to make sense of this too. Like, he wants to do it, but he doesn't. Then he wants to do the sequels, but then he wants to do the prequels. But Prometheus is a prequel, but now he says he wants to do the sequels to the prequels.
All right, so what he said was the second movie will not link to the Aliens, but the third movie will link to Alien.
And I read it'll link Sigourney Weaver to the Alien.
Yes, that's what Josh said.
I don't know.
Did you just try to blow my own mind with what I said?
But the next movie, why are they calling it this? It's called Alien Paradise Lost. That's the sequel to Prometheus. It's called Alien Paradise Lost.
Yeah, well, it was an alien paradise that was lost.
But it's called Alien. Why?
Wasn't Prometheus like a unofficial prequel to it?
Yeah, but it was made by
was.
Ridley Scott. But he said it had
It wasn't unofficial. It definitely was a prequel to it.
That timeline is so confusing. That movie, that's just a weird name to throw on that name. A movie for it being called Prometheus. I think they're just trying to get away from Prometheus because people just want to see an alien movie.
That's absolutely what they want.
Just make an
brand
alien.
recognition.
Let's make an alien movie.
I don't even know if they should make alien movies anymore.
They
made a lot of alien
Dude, it
movies.
can't get any worse than Alien Resurrection.
I don't even have an issue with the alien movies that are out. There's just a lot, and they're all the same thing.
Well, you can say that about like any horror movie.
I don't think there's enough alien movies. The Alien versus Predator movies were terrible, especially the
Predators was good.
the new Predators was good, but they never had that alien comeback.
I don't think people are that interested in those. I think too many people got burned on the ones that came out.
Burned on what ones though? Just Alien the
Like 3
people
and 4?
didn't like 3. People didn't like 4.
I went to see 4 in a theater like 3 times.
I don't mind. I in general don't mind them. I can sit there and watch them. I have no problem.
Alien Resurrection, not Resurrection, Isolation, the game, amazing.
Would you rather see a reboot or just a continuation?
No reboot. Don't reboot it. You can't touch that original.
Can't touch this. So Black Mirror season 3 officially got ordered by Netflix.
I don't know what that is.
So Black Mirror it's like a new version of the Twilight Zone almost.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're like single contained episodes with like weird stuff. It's sort of like Fringe, but Twilight Zone-esque.
Fringe wasn't anything like Twilight Zone.
What's the sci-fi-ness of Fringe?
Okay, I might like that.
Yeah.
That sounds all right.
Each episode is standalone?
I'm pretty sure that's how it is.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, everything I've heard about it, everyone always says it's super good.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Michael Rooker's out there. He wants to do a Yondu spinoff. Anyone that doesn't know who Yondu is, he's the blue guy in Guardians of the Galaxy.
The least interesting character.
He was sort of interesting, but I don't think he warrants his own movie.
He was great as a...
He was great as a supporting actor.
Yeah,
but
like the character itself was done really well.
it would just be like a space pirate movie.
Yeah.
Because that's what they are. They're space pirates.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably biggest bit of TV news that I know you guys were excited for was Keenan and Kel were reunited for a Good Burger
That
sketch.
was amazing.
Orange soda.
That was done really good. It was amazing. Best thing I've seen all week.
Welcome to Good Burger.
Home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
And they officially confirmed that guy's not dead.
He was never dead. He's like a
Yeah.
record producer.
Yeah, but it's been like the biggest internet rumor that guy was dead for years.
He was in that rap group Aftermath.
Was he? Yeah, that's right. He was in a rap group, wasn't
Aftermath. Yeah.
Oh, really? Because he retired completely from acting, didn't he?
he? Yeah, he just focused on his like record label.
Like producing.
I'm a Dude is a great song.
I'm a dude. She's a dude. Did you guys see they're bringing back all those shows? Well, I don't know about Keenan and Kel, but they're bringing back the Splat channel.
Oh yeah, Nickelodeon Splat.
October 5th. They're bringing back the big ones, the Rugrats, Hey Arnold, Angry Beavers, and all the other shows like Salute Your Shorts, Hey Dude, Legends of the Hidden Temple. All that stuff's coming
Like
back.
all the early 90s
all the
stuff.
90s.
Is Guts coming back?
I don't know. I didn't see anything
Aggro-Crag?
about Guts. That would be great.
I need a piece of the aggro crag.
I always wanted that. There was Aggro Crag and there was a Super Aggro Crag, and then there was the Legends of the Hidden Temple. But that show always annoyed the hell out of me because those kids sucked at those goddamn obstacles at the end.
Monkey. They never knew how to put the goddamn monkey together. It was 4 pieces.
Kids were completely retarded.
Fun fact, I did the Tough Mudder, and our team was Golden Monkeys.
That was a great show.
Fantastic. Great story, Josh.
Thank you. Put some time into that.
Moving into the game news. Last week, Oculus had their Connect Summit where they...
Horrible name.
It wasn't the greatest name, but they did announce some interesting stuff. They've teamed with the Samsung Gear, and they're putting the Gear VR out. The newest version is going to be $99.
That's a solid price.
That's a solid price point for what that is because you already have a $600 phone that you plug into it. Minecraft, the Windows 10 version, is going to get VR support next year.
Of course it is.
Yeah, they'll throw that into everything.
A big thing Oculus, what they're doing to like pretty much attack all the other VRs is they teamed up with like every streaming service you can think of to watch movies. From what I've heard, people that have tried it, there's a whole bunch of different ways that they are doing this. So it's like you just pretty much have a giant screen like around you. So you're in like a big IMAX theater, or they make it so that you're actually sitting in the audience, so it looks like you're at a movie theater.
I saw one where you're sitting in a virtual. You're sitting in a virtual living room.
That's the one I saw.
Why don't you just sit in the living room and watch it?
Somebody should hack it so while people are watching it, it's just like somebody breaking into the house.
Like, hey.
They had Mark Zuckerberg there because obviously he owns, Oculus now.
Yeah.
And Facebook debuted their interactive 360 video that's going to be Oculus. It'll support Oculus. And they released a Star Wars interactive video. So it's the Jakku, the planet that has the fallen Star Destroyer on it, like they showed in all their promo shots.
Yep.
So you're on a speeder and you can move the camera like 360 degrees around to look around while you're going through the video.
Are you controlling the speeder? I don't know. It's a video you said.
It's a video. Like you can just go to Facebook and watch it, and you just click on the screen. You can move it around.
Yeah.
But with Oculus, you can actually look around while it's going.
That's crazy.
It's a cool gimmick, but I'm still not sold.
There's porn on Oculus already.
I wouldn't doubt there isn't.
Yeah, me either.
And then they announced that there's going to be Oculus-ready PCs for under $1,000. So it's going to come with like pretty much with the bare bones what you need to run an actual Oculus Rift on.
But it won't come with an Oculus Rift.
They didn't say that either way. I was waiting for them to announce the price point at the very end of this, but they never announced. Well, they're like just coming in Q2 next year.
Well, all they said is it's going to be the price of a console.
It is. I think.
So what? $500-600?
I think if they go any higher than 3, we've talked about this many times before. I think if they go any higher than 3, they're just going to get blown away by like their competition because Sony will undercut them like crazy.
Yeah.
And I think they're both waiting for the other one to make the move.
I think both sides, they don't know how to sell this thing.
They should pull up prices right and say it's $1.
$1.
I'd buy one.
$1, Bob. Oh, no, it's true.
I don't know. Oculus is with all this VR stuff. You have to see it for yourself to believe in it.
Yeah, it's not like you can do a commercial because you can say whatever you want on there, but you don't know if you get motion sickness from it. You got to handle all those factors.
I'm dying to try it.
Now, the thing that I found most interesting about this, they had their lead scientists come out.
They're top guys.
This dude's like, he worked for Microsoft for years. Like he developed NT, or he was one of the guys that helped develop NT, but he came onto Oculus. He was talking about the science of trying to get VR to work. Like I guess he has some other summit, but he just did like a 10,000 foot overview of it, and it was super interesting. Like he was talking about how you get it so people don't suffer motion sickness, and he's like the easiest way or the only way that they know how to stop it is to implant a
fake nose, right?
No, a electrode in the back of your brain.
What?
That stimulates that part of your brain where you feel inertia when you see something.
Yeah.
Is to stimulate that so that it just cuts that off.
All right. So how much for the hookup?
I don't know. He didn't say. He said he's like most hardcore gamers probably wouldn't be down for this. I don't think he knows what hardcore gamers are.
There are definitely people are probably already trying to figure it out.
So we're like 3 years away from actually plugging into the Matrix.
Pretty much. Yeah. He said he sees VR technology like he broke it down into like 7 types of fields that they're trying to study, like taste. Obviously, that's like the least of their worries.
I don't know if I want to taste anything.
Yeah, they're not going to have people tasting anything. They're not going to have any people really smelling anything. You can fake produce smells with like
I think there's something
elements
out there that does that now.
But he said the hardest thing about smells is the way the molecules interact with the rest of the world. So like injecting just a certain smell like into your nose, it's going to smell different than it would in the world.
So that way you can smell your opponent's balls in Call of Duty when they teabag you.
Yeah. God, that would be horrible.
What?
I don't think that's an issue I have with that. I think more of the movement, how you interact is what they need to focus on, not what shit smells like.
Yeah, he said the biggest thing they're working on is haptics, which is like touch and feel.
Yeah.
Because right now it's like in the world, like if you're in a VR world and there's a table and you put your hand on, like you try to put your hand on the table, there's no feedback. You just put your hand through the table.
Yeah.
They've been testing virtual reality on roller coasters for some reason. I didn't really get the chance to look into it, but they're testing everybody wears the headset while they're on a roller coaster and is supposed to do some.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, is it like you're in space or something?
I don't know. I'm not going to say anything because
that could be a cool idea.
Enough, but I know that there's some theme parks that are flirting with roller coaster and
Probably
virtual.
just a vomit
VR.
machine.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw up now.
I'm going to talk you into buying one of these things.
I'll probably get it.
Yes.
Another event that happened over this past weekend was TwitchCon. Kind of wish I went, but I kind of don't wish I went because, I don't know, it seemed like a very bare bones convention for what it was. Now, it was the first of its kind.
Yeah, they're probably not sure how to deal with things.
Their keynote was probably the best just because they, as someone who watches Twitch pretty regularly, they talked about how the HTML5 player is coming out early 2016 for everyone. I have it. Like, I'm in their beta program or whatever.
Yep.
They're trying to completely abolish Flash, which hopefully, like, YouTube got rid of Flash.
Yeah, and that's going across the web.
HTML5, hopefully, once all these, standardized, Flash is gone.
Yeah.
They announced PlayStation's getting native Twitch apps now.
I didn't realize they didn't have one.
So it sort of has it, but it doesn't. It's weird how it works. It's like you share that you're on
you
Twitch,
can push something onto it.
but you can't see the chat or anything.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's strange.
Like where Xbox, you can pull up the chat on the
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
Every PlayStation peripheral, like PS4, PS3, the Vita, and PlayStation TV are all getting native Twitch apps.
That's good.
3 even.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to need to do because Google's going to be coming out with it.
They've rolled out whisper functionality, which is if you're in like a huge chat room and you just want to talk to one person, you can like type w/ their username and just specifically they can only see your messages.
Like you're using BattleNet?
Is that what that's from? Yeah, I was thinking of like what else does that?
Yeah, remember doing that on BattleNet?
Well, I mean, you can do that on WoW. You just whisper at people.
That's on BattleNet.
Well, that's part of Blizzard, so.
Let me take your clothes off.
Is that what you would tell people?
What's up, baby?
But the problem with the whisper functionality is if you were in a large chat room, if that
goes so fast.
yeah, if that
right?
person didn't see it, it would just be gone. So they're rolling out their 2.0 version. So it just pops out a little window below the player now.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to work on every version. Like it's going to work on Xbox, phone, and the messages will follow you around the site. So like if you leave that person's channel, you can still talk to like your friends.
Okay, so it's an actual like pop out.
Yeah, it's like an actual chat, like a private chat function.
That's cool.
Twitch is really going to have to up their game.
Well, all right. So the next thing they announced, you're going to be able to have actual video uploads to Twitch.
I didn't realize. I thought that was a thing already.
No, so it only saves your broadcast.
Yes.
So you can't have any post-production stuff on your videos.
I see. Okay.
Essentially what YouTube is for most gamers, they make a pre-produced thing and then they upload it.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to allow that for Twitch. And on top of this, they're pushing out a playlist functionality. So say if you like a certain broadcaster, they can have past broadcast or pre-produced stuff in a playlist when they're not online. So that's just their channel's live 24/7.
Yeah. Which is in general, like for us, like for what we do, that probably will work out pretty well for like our future plans.
But the thing is, what does that do for smaller broadcasters? Because a couple months ago, Twitch rolled out the host function, which is where, a larger broadcaster, they could host a smaller channel, expose their large audience to a small streamer. Like if people utilize the playlist functionality, that host is gone.
I think that's exactly right. I think that disappears because why would you share someone else's when you could be making money when you're not there?
Yeah. We'll see how it evolves. There was people talking about if you host someone, like when they go offline, your playlist comes up. I'm sure they'll build something like that in.
Yeah, there's a couple things. I want to see how they deal with it because I don't particularly like the way, what does YouTube call their gaming? Is it just called YouTube Gaming?
Yeah.
I don't like the way that they deal with their on-demand stuff versus their live stuff.
Yeah, it's very hard to figure out who's live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope Twitch breaks that. Obviously, both parties are going to be playing around with that.
Well, you can tell Twitch is kind of pissed that YouTube's stepping on their ground, because they're adding in video uploads.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to. I really don't know how Twitch is going to keep up with this. I really don't.
They've been around a lot longer. Twitch came out of the birth of shoutcasts and stuff.
Yeah, I would say they certainly have a hardcore fan base because they specifically point to a group of people.
Yeah, and
where YouTube is like everybody.
And a lot of comments are partnered streamers. If they have an issue, they know a name of a person that works there that they can get that issue fixed.
Yeah.
And no one knows anyone at YouTube.
Yeah.
Like YouTube is just a nameless corporation. Where Twitch, you can name
their alphabet.
Like you can actually name 5 people at least I can name like 5 people that work there because you see them in chats but that was pretty much the big stuff that came out of TwitchCon. Hitman got delayed to 2016. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I don't think that's that big of a deal.
So they delayed it to increase the amount of content that's going to be available at launch because they are touting this as going to come out episodic. You're going to have a couple missions and then maybe like in 2 weeks you'll get more missions. I bet you they probably had like 3 missions. They're like, yeah, people are going to blow through this in the first day and stop playing our game.
I've never played a Hitman.
They're okay if you like sneaking. Like,
you don't even have to sneak in the newer ones.
In the newer ones, you don't have to. You can just go guns blazing.
Or hammers blazing. It's brutal when you hit somebody with a hammer because you have to wrench that thing out of the skull.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you can sledgehammer people. Like it's pretty intuitive how you can actually kill people.
Nice.
Like you can set up like a Rube Goldberg machine to like kill someone.
Nice.
There's a new Roller Coaster Tycoon world video out there showing more gameplay.
That's weird.
I know you're a huge Roller Coaster Tycoon fan, Jeff.
I am.
What have you seen anything on this new game?
Not a thing, no. The last Roller Coaster Tycoon thing I saw was they came out with like a Roller Coaster Tycoon mobile or something like that I downloaded on my phone.
Yeah.
Not good. It's like you download it for free. It's this huge download, like 500-600 megabytes on your phone, and then you gotta pay for every little thing.
Yeah, typical free to play.
Yeah, no. Yeah, and you can't pick people up and drop them in water. So I was out of there.
So I guess this is the guys that were involved with like 1 and 2, like some of the dev team that was involved with the first 2, because 2, in my opinion, is the best one. You know, just a bigger scope. They're going to add a lot more stuff into it. You know, It's a lot nicer looking. It looks good. I'm kind of excited for it.
Do these games in general still have large fan bases?
Probably nostalgia-wise, yeah. You know, for people in our age group when those games were huge.
I never played one.
Oh, they're awesome, man. I used to download real roller coasters from like Six Flags theme parks and put them into my park. But it sucked because like the real roller coasters, all the people were too afraid to go on them because they were too intense. So they would just walk away, but it was neat having them, like roller coasters I was actually on in the game.
Yeah, that was the coolest. Like, there's huge communities around building real roller coasters.
Okay. I don't know if I
and like
care for that.
People will recreate like entire parks.
Yeah.
Like it was cool.
Now we have Minecraft.
And now people do that in Minecraft.
Exactly.
PC-like horror game Allison Road has been making a lot of headlines. So they're on Kickstarter. They're asking for £250,000, which is roughly like $387,000. This game looks beautiful.
I'm pretty sure the game's already done. This is just the stretch goal to say they want to get it out sooner, more accurately.
Yeah,
like
it is a straight ripoff of PT, but like there's more game to it.
It looks better. The graphics are unbelievable.
This built up hype as soon as PT was getting pulled off because
people
it is the same style of game.
Yeah, people are pissed that it was being deleted forever. So
yeah,
I haven't actually seen anything on this though.
It looks all right.
I'm into this kind of stuff, and to me, it looks absolutely awesome. Like photorealistic graphics.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
So this probably isn't interesting to anyone else but me here. But Drew Karpashkin, he was a lead writer for Mass Effect, Mass Effect 2, Knights of the Republic. He's come back to BioWare. He left for a while, but he's rejoined BioWare.
Is that the guy that went to Microsoft? Or is that somebody else?
No, I forget where he went. I think he just kind of went off on his own. I've read a bunch of his novels. Like, he's a Star Wars novelist, and he wrote, like, my favorite stories.
Okay. So he's a good writer.
So I'm happy that he's come back to work on the Old Republic.
That and Mass Effect and Mass Effect 2, like, probably to this day the best story in video games ever anywhere.
Yeah, he's a great writer, so I'm happy he's back with BioWare. Last bit of game news. Star Wars Battlefront. It was announced that it's going to use dedicated servers, and there's going to be no servers to rent like the Battlefield games.
I wonder why they did that.
Not at first, anyway. They might eventually.
Yeah, because I guess when you think about it, in Battlefield 3, the rent server option wasn't there immediately. That was later on in the game.
It's free money for them.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and I bet you they don't want to fracture their player base across so many people's servers, because
it's a pain in the ass.
And Battlefield 4, it's like, well, I want to play this map, but there's like 3 people playing it.
The thing I hate about it is blindly jumping into I'll do a quick play. Oh, you put me into a match that's playing one level 24/7. Thanks. Now I got to kick back out.
And it's 9,000 tickets. And the match takes 3 hours to play.
Well, the thing is, when Battlefield 4 came out, it was such a disaster that I'm sure they're like, okay, we really, really need this to have a good launch. Let's just keep it as simple as possible. We'll do a nice beta. We'll just try and keep it clean.
So far, what I'm hearing, I definitely like what I'm hearing from their decisions. Actually, speaking of dedicated servers, they announced Halo's single player or co-op will be server based, which is weird.
That's weird, but it'll be nice for people. You know, we all live in the same geographical location and have decent internet.
Yeah.
You know, but what if you're playing with your friend who lives, you know, in the middle of nowhere that has kind of crappy internet? You know, at least he won't be lagging around. The dedicated server should try to normalize that.
Yeah.
I mean, it must go to show there must be a lot of things happening in order for them to have to do something like that.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of like server load stuff.
Plus, I'm sure that's also one of the perks for working for the company that owns the servers.
Sure.
And last bit of stuff about Star Wars. The beta starts October 8th. It's free to get into for anyone. You just have to download it. You can preload it a day or two before. I forget what.
That's a good idea.
On PlayStation 4, it's going to be about a 7 gigabyte install. And on Xbox and PC, it's going to be about 11 gig install.
Why? Why is PC and Xbox so much bigger?
No idea.
Because I'm fairly certain the PS4 runs at a higher resolution than Xbox One, so you think it would be bigger?
Yeah, I don't. They didn't specify.
Have either of you guys
data miners found?
Have either of you guys played this game yet?
I've seen it.
I had the option. I actually did not do it though.
I played it. It feels great.
Can't talk about it, son.
No,
Or he can talk about that because he played it at an event.
I played it at an event.
That was open to the public,
Yeah.
All right.
and he did not sign an NDA.
No.
Be lucky.
Oh, and I got a beer afterwards.
Like they gave you a beer?
No, but I got a beer and I reflected on my experience. It's great.
Like, man, really, play our game. Here's a beer.
I played it on a really small TV, but the graphics blew me away. It looks absolutely amazing.
I regret not playing it. I saw it there and I walked past it. There was just too long of a line. I was feeling lazy.
When I went to Celebration, I had the opportunity to. I don't think they were letting anyone play it, but it was like a behind closed doors demo. And the line was just ridiculous.
So what did you play? So as somebody that's played this, does it just feel like Battlefield?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What did you do in the game?
I didn't get to look. Yeah, I'm playing it in a truck.
Yeah.
At a music fest
with a lot of loud noises.
To my right, there's a Street Fighter V kiosk. To my left, there's a Mortal Kombat kiosk. There's kids running all around me, so you gotta understand. I didn't get to play too much of it.
Yeah.
But from what I did, I was kind of in looked like Tatooine. Like a deserty, canyon-y type thing.
Okay.
And I was walking around, and there were like packs of stormtroopers, I think, and I had to shoot the packs of the stormtroopers.
Sounds like they hit
I don't know what I was doing, but there were packs of dudes coming at me, and I had to shoot them.
Is that what do you call a bunch of stormtroopers? A pack?
A flock?
A flock?
A murder?
A murder of stormtroopers? I mean,
I kind of want to call them that now.
So we're going to refer to them like crows?
Yeah. Murder of stormtroopers.
Have you ever looked at what other animals are called, like in packs?
Yeah.
They're like fucking weird ass names.
Yep.
But that's good to see that they're just putting out there free for everyone. I'm sure it's like a server test.
They need to do this. They absolutely need to do that.
But I'm hyped.
Yeah, me too. I'll be playing a lot of it when it's out.
All right, with that, what do you say we get into the weekly Kickstarter picks?
The Kickstarter weekly highlights are pretty much where we go through and we pick out what we think are some of the cooler things that are ending in roughly about a week or so, about 2 week period, I guess. There's just a lot of stuff on Kickstarter, and we pretty much, as I said, we pull out what we think are some of the coolest things, specifically in video game, tabletop, and comic book. John, do a recap of what we picked last week.
Sure. So our tabletop game of the week,
Blah, blah, blah.
Our tabletop game of the week last week was How to Kill a Spider. They were asking for $4,000. They're currently a little over $21,000, almost $22,000 pledged.
People hate spiders.
It's true. I hate them. The pledging ends for this September 30th. So you'll have a couple days once you listen to this, and you can go back to our last podcast to find out more details. And their estimated shipping is February 16th. Our comic book of the week last week was Let Go. They were asking $4,500, and they're currently at almost about $5,500, so they met their goal.
Nice.
Their pledging ends Thursday, October 1st. This is scheduled to release March 2016. And then our video game of the game of the
Video game of the game.
Video game of the game.
It's late.
I can't speak. Our video game of the week last week was Battle Chasers Night War. They were asking for $500,000. They're currently at $690,000. The pledging ends for this Saturday, October 10th, and their estimated release, still unsure of like when they're going to deliver it just because it's such a large game. Once again, you can go back to last week to find out more details, or you can check out SuperNerdFactory.com. We have a small write-up on it.
Yeah, the article, and we do have questions from these guys on there, so if you want to get a little bit more detail on these, you can get in there and read up on it. They had some good answers. For this week's, or the first pick was For the King. Give us the deets.
Sure. So For the King, it's very unique how it actually looks and plays. The art style is sort of, I don't even know how to explain it. It's more polygon, cel-shaded looking.
Yeah. So this is it's a video game. I guess we should point that out.
Yeah, definitely. It's our video game pick of the week. It's plays like a board game, but it's also a roguelike. But then you can also play cooperatively.
Yeah, so pick your friends wisely, because you may not be your friends anymore after this. Yeah, it's a really cool art style. It really, I don't even know how to explain.
Yeah, it's very unique art style. It's something you don't really see that often in a video game.
It's like low poly, but it still looks beautiful considering.
Yeah, it's I guess that's the best way. It just looks really beautiful. The colors just really work.
Yeah,
work it.
It's very muted, but very highly saturated colors.
Yeah,
like there's not like a super like bright blue popping out at you.
Yeah, and it is the combat it's turn-based combat.
Yeah, it's a turn-based, so it plays like an RPG, but it's also a roguelike. And it has co-op, which is fucking blows my mind. And each world that you go into, so if you die, the next world you play is procedurally generated, so nothing is ever the same.
Yeah, and it looks like it has a strong point of exploring. Like, well, specifically, I suppose with roguelikes, it's all about the gear. So you're going to want to explore and try to get yourself as powerful as possible, because you really don't want to die in those games.
Definitely. Go over the details for them quick. They were asking for a little over $30,000. They're currently at over $67,000, so they did meet their goal. If you want to get on this, the pledging ends October 16th, 2015, and they're estimating to ship this June of 2016.
Yeah, so definitely check that out. It looks like it's going to be a real standout, especially for that genre.
Yeah, and the cheapest way to get in on this is $15 Canadian. That'll get you a digital version of the game. That roughly comes out to like $12 US. It's definitely really cool. We asked them some unique questions. They have over 100 different monsters in the game, and I asked them a question about what their favorite monsters were, and check out the article to find out what they said.
The tabletop game of the week is Warpath.
And now this game caught my eye just because I'm infatuated with the Warhammer like 40K world. So this is a sci-fi battle game, and it just looks super awesome. It's two factions fighting each other. You can play as the Forge Fathers or the Vernirum. So the Forge Fathers, they sort of look like, your badass like Halo Master Chief characters.
Yeah.
And the Vernirum, they're like these rat-like creatures.
Yeah.
And they're battling each other.
Yeah.
For anybody that doesn't know, you do go through and you paint your own character. So you essentially...
This is a miniatures game. If you're not familiar with miniatures, a lot of times they come to you unpainted.
Like a grayish color.
Yeah, they're just like a grayish, bluish color sometimes. And then you can paint them however you see fit. So if you want like a squadron of guys that have all red, you can paint them red.
Yep. Yeah, so you can kind of add your own flair to these, and that's what people really get into these, because when you're battling armies, it's legitimately your army because you created these characters. Not the characters, but you made them your own.
It's two players battling each other on an epic battlefield.
Which it looks like it's big scale.
They have two different rule sets for this game. They have the Warpath, which is a smaller strategic type of rule set. If you're just getting started, you don't have to play as with many miniatures. And then they have Warpath Firefight, which can be huge battles. So if you have like hundreds of miniatures, you can all battle with them.
Specifically with we're not going to go into a ton of detail on how the actual battles play out. That's left for they actually do have some content showing how this is done, which we have the links on our site.
For me, for someone who hasn't really ever played one of these miniature games, I did ask them, from their point of view, what's the easiest way for someone from the outside? How can they get
who
in?
Hasn't done it?
And they have a pretty interesting answer, easier way for you to ease yourself into it.
They can, just looking at it, how many pieces are, it looks overwhelming for somebody that just doesn't play a lot of those style of games.
Definitely. We'll get into the details here quick. They were asking for $25,000, but currently at over $231,000. The pledging ends October 11th, 2015 for this. Then their estimated shipping is September 2016. And they break down why it takes so long for them to produce all these, because they have a manufacturer that they have
There's
to go
a lot to it.
and
So
they're not quite sure.
They asked for how much?
$25,000.
And they got how much?
$231,000.
My God.
These games are very popular.
I guess so.
These guys specifically have a history of making good games.
Good on them.
So they have a reputation.
Yeah, and,
cool.
With miniature games, like Josh said, it's you make your own army.
Yeah.
It's your type of thing. So I could see myself getting hardcore into this, like painting everything like how I wanted it to look.
It works well on multiple levels because one, you're into this game, you're into the story of the game, you're into the versus portion of this game. But then when you're not playing, you have kind of cool shelf pieces to kind of display.
Right.
The miniature figures are just like little tiny guys, but you can also get like ships that you can just paint like a big ass badass ship.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something you put time into. You make it your own.
And sci-fi, and I love sci-fi.
Yeah.
And for the comic book of the week, we picked Chroma.
Chroma is sort of sticking in the same vein with sci-fi.
Sci-fi is awesome.
That's true. It's a dystopian future where the nukes went off and the world's kind of dying and a new sun appears in our universe, but it turns out that it's a black hole. It's not a sun. This astronaut, Paul Pierce, he's out there and the black hole transforms him. So he kind of gets powers. And it's just the story of how he journeys through like the galaxy trying to help the Earth survive.
Yeah.
The art style on this is fantastic. It is impressive as hell.
Yeah, I was blown away just by the art style. And something that's unique about this is the pages aren't your typical comic book size. They're actually 11 by 8.5 pages. So they're pretty big pages, and everything's laid out in landscape as opposed to different panels, like vertical and little tiny panels. So they're really going for like the size and scope to pull you into this world. To go into details for this, they're asking for $15,000 and they're at $5,800. So they have a little bit to go. The pledging ends October 10th for this. Estimated delivery, they have two different dates here. You can get a digital copy, which is $10, and that comes out in November. And then you can get a print version for $25, which comes out in December. Yeah,
and you kind of have to see this. I mean, the art style, it kind of brings back some memories of different things, like Dead Space. It's very graphic, I guess you could say. It's a graphic novel.
That's pretty fantastic alliteration.
Bam!
So what do you guys think gets the most money in a Kickstarter out of games, board games, comic books?
It
really depends. I've seen it fluctuate in all things.
Yeah, it's all different categories. You can't compare an apple to an orange.
Yeah,
These are all different things.
You can't. It's hard to compare, let's say, a comic book to a tabletop game with pieces because there's so many different pieces and it's obviously extremely expensive to make something like that. And obviously, this one might be a little bit different. This graphic novel because of doing custom sizes.
Yeah, the size of it. It's not a typical size of a comic book.
Yeah, it's not like a generic, because a lot of other places you'll see like a generic frame set where this is really, they're going all out on this. Like everything's kind of artistic, I suppose, about this.
Yeah. And someone who loves art as much as I do, it's awesome to see this awesome art just on a larger scale, just so
absolutely.
you can look at like the details that the artist draws.
It really looks badass. It's very impressive on how this goes. And I'm a sucker as well for sci-fi, and this fits right in my alley. Is that a phrase? Fits in my alley?
It's right up your alley. Fits in my...
I don't know where it fits in yours.
Does it fit in your trunk?
Nah, my trunk's pretty small.
Fits in his alley, though.
It fits right in my alley.
Like a hot dog.
With that, if you want to find out more information on this, we have it right up on the site, SuperNerdFactory.com.
And for all those, we do have some questions, so check out the article. We definitely have some good, interesting things on there.
Definitely. So, see you guys next week.
Thank y'all.
Peace out.